Hi guys, what is up? It's your girl Karen aka cakedbybabyk and welcome back to my channel. It is that time. I know this video is coming to you very late, but the new year has just been absolutely crazy, so we're finally getting to it now. I'm going to be rating all of the beauty products that I tried in the month of December 2024. This is a hefty box, dare I say, the most beauty products I've tried in the span of a month in many months. As you can tell, I'm barefaced, so I thought it would be fun to go through all these products, rate them, while also showing you guys what it looks like on the face, how it applies, how it interacts with other products, yada yada yada. Let's get it poppin' because we have a lot of products to get through. I tried one primer in the month of December, and that is the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer. I tried this out in my full face of new makeup video. If you have not watched that already, check it out because then you get first impressions of a lot of these products that I'm going to mention in this video. Complete transparency, aside from that video, I have not used this primer again, although it's not bad. I'm not a huge fan of primer in general. If I don't see a very noticeable difference, I just don't reach for it again. Let me know if you guys are the same way, but I will demonstrate this on the back of my hand as well. She's interesting because at first it feels very hydrating, but then as you work it into the skin, you kind of get that dimethicone feel. So it is more leaning towards like a pore filling primer and a smoothing primer. I like to concentrate this in my T-zone, and then it kind of dries down to like a soft matte finish. Again, I don't hate this, but I haven't been reaching for it again since the first time that I tried it. I'm open to continue using it, but again, primers are just not my favorite makeup step, and I don't really use primer like half the time anyways. I will say though, it is very smoothing on the skin. My biggest pores are in this area, and I feel like it definitely blurs them out a little bit. At this moment, she gets a 3. I completely forgot lip care. You guys know I always start with my lip care before doing a full face. I'm using the Ordinary lip balm. This one is a conundrum, truly, because it comes out looking like it's super thick, but then when you apply it, the warmth of your lips kind of melts it down and it feels very thin, to which I'm not the biggest fan of. I have been giving this a fair shot. I've been using it pretty frequently since I first tried it out. Unfortunately, it does, as I was saying, unfortunately it does make my lips peel, so I will be giving her like a 2, a 1.5. I have so many other lip balms and lip products that I would reach for over this, but I am proud to say I did give it a very fair shot. All right, moving on to complexion, we're gonna do the CL Tint and Protect SPF 50 Tinted Serum. Really like how this feels on the skin. I love how lightweight it is. It truly does feel like a tinted serum, and the best part is that it does not have a white cast, especially given that it is a mineral SPF. Now, while I am surprised that I like this tinted serum, I don't reach for it that often. I think since the first time I tried it, I've only used it like 2 or 3 more times. I'm just very impartial to a foundation, but I will say I do like this more than other tinted serums, tinted moisturizers, or any skin tints that I've tried. This one's pretty up there, and I just love the fact that it is an SPF 50 product. And the same can be said for the CL concealers. However, with the efficacy of SPF, you have to use the right amount of product to get that sun protection factor. So that comes into play a little bit. I know a lot of people love having SPF in their complexion products, but I just would rather wear the right amount of SPF underneath makeup products that don't have SPF, if that makes sense. Like, how much of this CL concealer will I have to apply to actually get the SPF 50 effect? You know what I'm saying? These are in the shades 10 Olive and 12 Warm. So I have been kind of layering both, and I love the texture of this. It kind of has like a moussey whipped texture, which is completely different than the tinted serum and something that I was just not anticipating. But honestly, I love it because the under eye area for me is one of the areas of my face that I would like to conceal the most because I have a lot of dark circles. They're just genetic. I can't ever get rid of them. Believe me, I have tried. So the tinted serum for me gets a 3, and then the concealers get a 3.5. On this eye, we're gonna do a different concealer. This one is from Westman Atelier. Is that in focus? I hope so. You know what? I actually would say that these two have very similar consistencies. I think the Westman Atelier one is a little bit more thin, and what's interesting is that this kind of has like a cooling effect on the under eye, which I kind of love. But this one is a more expensive concealer. Westman Atelier is just an outrageously priced brand in my opinion. This one is $68 and then this one is $36, so there's definitely a price jump. Now this one is called the Vital Skincare Concealer, but looking into the skincare ingredients, it just says mini hyaluronic acid and peptides, which I feel like is not that out of the ordinary for a concealer or any skincare makeup hybrid product nowadays. And what is the mini hyaluronic acid? Someone tell me quickly, please. Interestingly enough, these two are very similar in terms of coverage, in terms of consistency, although I will say I am leaning more towards the CL one a little bit more just because it has a cheaper price tag and I like a little bit of a thicker consistency more. But that's not to say that the Westman Atelier one is bad. I just think if we're comparing, I definitely would choose and recommend this one over the Westman Atelier one. 3.5 and 4. Okay, I unfortunately do not have a bronzer, and I thought I did because in my full face of new makeup, I tried out this one from Armani, and unfortunately, this is not even a bronzer. This is a highlighter, but it's just in a darker shade, so I thought it was a bronzer, and honestly, it looked pretty good on my face. But knowing that it's supposed to be a highlighter, kind of jail. Not to mention, this has since been discontinued, so we're just not even gonna rate her. She's gone. So because of that, I'm just gonna go in with my regular bronzer. I'll be right back. All right, bronzer is on, and now let's get into blush, which y'all know is one of my favorite makeup categories ever, which is crazy because in 2016, I was not rocking the blush and nobody was, and I hated it with a burning passion. Anyways, if you guys watch my full face of new makeup video, you'll know that I tried this, the Kaja jelly lip cheek tint keychain thing, whatever. Absolutely hated it. Absolutely atrocious. Blended into absolutely nothing. She gets a 0. Okay, I tried to give it like 2 more chances after that video and I could not do it. Okay, this is going into a fullies video. That's how much I despise this. Okay, however, this one is the It Cosmetics Sun Cream Blush. Now she is $34, which I know is pretty expensive for a blush. However, look at the size. It is literally the size of the palm of my hand. This is going to last you for, I don't even know how long. Decades even? Probably. All you need is a light little dab and you got life in your face. You're alive. You're breathing. Dare I say thriving. And even though it's a cream product, it works really well for my oily combination skin. It doesn't get super tacky or sticky throughout the day when my oils start peeking through. A really nice and natural finish. And if you were to use this with your fingers, it immediately melts down with the warmth of your fingertips. When you blend it out, it almost dries down into like this very nice powdery satin hybrid is like the only way I can describe it, and it stays put too, which I absolutely love as an oily girl. However, what they could do better is they could expand their shade range a little bit more. They only have 5 shades, and while they are pretty evenly spaced out, I don't know, 5 shades for a blush I feel like is too little, you know? This one is in the shade Sunray 40, if anyone was curious. Also, all the products that I'm using and mentioning are going to be linked down below in the description, as they always are, but I always forget to mention that in my videos. Okay, next we're going to set the face down with this Milk Pore Eclipse powder. This is one of the products I tried in December that I keep reaching for because I like it very much. I like it very, very much. I love how it has this rotating thing so you can keep it clean when you're not using it. It doesn't get everywhere when you open it up. One of the main things that stands out to me about this powder is that it is very finely milled. I feel like it's very hard for a powder to toe the line between finely milled and too finely milled, if you're understanding what I'm saying. There is one powder in particular that I absolutely despise, and that is the Lunar Beauty powder. That one, I feel like it is too finely milled because when I breathe in, I feel like I'm breathing all the powder in. But with this one, it is very finely milled, but I don't feel like I need a mask when I'm putting it on. Like, I can breathe just fine with it. And another thing that I absolutely love about this powder is that it is just so blurring. The area that I like using it the most in is right here near the sides of my nose, because again, my pores are like the biggest there. If I apply a little bit too much, it doesn't feel drying, it doesn't look cakey. Honestly, this has quickly become one of my favorite products from Milk Makeup and one of my favorite product discoveries from December. Gonna give her a 4.5. All right, we are going to dust the bake off, and you guys know I like to apply my setting spray in layers. Usually by now I would have already applied some, but I did not want to get too ahead of myself. This one is the e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. Now, you guys know I love the Milk Hydro Grip Setting Spray. Dare I say, this is even better. The main difference, I believe, is the component, and that makes truly all the difference. The mist is so fine, and with the Milk Makeup one, it's not as fine as this one. Therefore, you get a lot of droplets. It feels a lot more wet than the e.l.f. one. And after using this one, I feel like the Milk one just has a little bit too much separation. Sometimes it's really hard to blend the layers together when you shake, and once it gets towards the end, it gets not as pretty. I don't like to use the Milk one when it gets towards the end because it's just not as good as when you first start using this. With this e.l.f. one, I feel like it's really easy to shake and get an even mixture, which in turn makes it look more even on the face. Love how it melts down the powders on my face. This is also one of the products from December that I have been reaching for a lot. Great drugstore alternative and dupe. The e.l.f. one is $10, the Milk Hydro Grip one is $24, and granted the Milk one is bigger in size, but I don't know, I just feel like this one, she's above the Milk one, and I love the Milk one. I've used up so many empties. She gets a 5. You know what? Let's add a little bit more blush. Let's do a powder blush on top since we did a cream blush already. This one is from Vieve. If you guys aren't familiar with the brand Vieve, it is the brand that is founded by Jamie Genevieve, who is one of the like OG beauty YouTubers. I'm gonna lightly tap because this thing is freaking pigmented. Okay, it is very pigmented. I like how it gives the blush the extra oomph, but in full transparency, I completely forgot that this was in the bin, so I have not used it since the first time that I tried it. I like her. She gets a 3. Did I even rate the first blush that I put on? You get a 4. And let's talk about highlight. This is the only highlight that I tried in the month of December. This one is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I did not like her. Unfortunately, I did not like her. I feel like she emphasized a lot of my texture. Granted, it looks stunning when I swatch it on the back of my hand like this. Like, just look at how reflective it is. But if you guys watched my full face of new makeup video, you can just really tell that it's just not natural looking. Like, I feel like this is very 2016. I feel like Karen circa 2016 would have loved this, but Karen in 2024 and now technically 2025, she does not like this. I was excited because this was the product that got me back into actually trying Anastasia Beverly Hills. I fell off that horse for years and this finally brought me back, but I don't like her. I don't like her at all. I do love the luxe packaging. It's very heavy. I like how it comes with the mirror. I'm gonna give her a 1. Just a 1. For brows, I tried one brow pencil and I have been really liking this one. This one is from Merit. Granted, I'm not a huge fan of the shade range either. This is the Brow 1990. Don't know why it's called that, and it only comes in 4 shades. This is the dark brown one, and I have said it before, I'll say it again. I feel like this one is a little bit too dark for my brows. If I were to compare this to my current favorite, which is the Kosas Brow Pop Nano, I would say that the formula is a little bit softer than the Kosas one. I feel like I don't have to apply as much pressure onto the skin to get the color payoff. I don't know, maybe it's just because this is a darker shade. I'm using a very, very, very light hand. Amazing, beautiful, snatched, filled in. This one retails for $24, which I feel like is kind of average when it comes to brow products that are sold at Sephora. Again, not crazy about the shade range because there's only 4 shades, but I am tempted to pick up a lighter shade and see how that looks on my face. It does have a spoolie at the end, which I love, and every brow product should have a spoolie. If it doesn't, I'm judging. But that was so easy. I'm rating her a 4.5 out of 5. If she had more shades, I think it would be a full 5. Moving on to eyeshadow, I only tried one traditional eyeshadow palette in the month of December, and it's from Vieve. I love the big ass pans, and since I first tried this, I think I've used it a total of maybe 3 or 4 times. One of the things I noticed right away about this formula is that there is very minimal kickback, which love that, but it's not pressed super hard to where it is completely unblendable on the eyes. Now, I do think that I have to use this a few more times before I can give it a proper solidified rating, but as of right now, she gets a 3. She is good, but she doesn't wow me. I will say though, the shimmers in here, unreal. And I like how when I use my fingers to blend them out, there's not any fallout that goes on underneath my eyes. Like, you know how some shimmers are just so dry, they could just kind of flake everywhere? Not the case with this guy. Now, as you can probably see, there are a few shades that I have not touched in here. So again, don't feel comfortable giving a solidified rating just yet, but for now, she gets a 3. Another eyeshadow product that I tried is from Armani. I have been loving like a liquid eyeshadow, especially one that is super easy to blend, that doesn't require a lot of effort. Look at how pigmented this is, and just look at the color shift. Like, that just looks so freaking stunning, and when you blend it out, it just is so easy to just do what you have to do to it. Look at how much pigment that is when I blend it out and kind of spread it around. Very metallic, very beautiful. I love this cool tone, and I usually don't like cool tones on myself, but this one has like a nice kind of pink reflect to it that's kind of hard to tell on the camera, but in person it is absolutely stunning. If you are someone who is intimidated by powder eyeshadows, or if you want something that's just apply, blend, and go, I highly recommend these, or honestly any liquid eyeshadow. Like liquid eyeshadows in general I feel like are very, very beginner friendly. Not all of them, it depends on the formula, but this one, the Armani ones, they are truly just so good. Swipe, blend, go. She gets a 4. All right, I'm gonna curl my lashes right now because we're gonna talk about mascaras next. I tried 2 in the month of December. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you guys in, and I'm gonna start off with the mascara that I have been using a lot since trying it for the first time. This one is the Westman Atelier mascara. I know. Westman Atelier, you're stupid expensive. But this mascara, I have been kind of gagged. I have been using this one nonstop. Basically every single time that I have been doing my makeup, I have been reaching for this mascara. It does a really good job of separating and lengthening the lashes. And as you can tell, she is keeping the curl up, and she keeps the curl up all day. She doesn't flake or smudge, which is such a plus. And as you guys can tell, I'm Asian, so keeping the curl is honestly just so difficult. I'm gonna curl the other side so we can do the Vieve mascara on this eye. Now this one, I was also pretty blown away by her, albeit I have been using the Westman Atelier one more. This Vieve one, I feel like the formula is just a tad bit more wet. I think the reason the Westman Atelier one works so well on my lashes is because it's a more dry formula, but not dry to the point where it flakes off. This Vieve one, in my opinion, it is definitely more volumizing. I know it's really hard to tell because my lashes are so itty bitty, but this one definitely is separating, it's lengthening, and while this one is also lengthening, this one does give a little bit more volume. Also, I think the Vieve one is just a tiny bit more dark than the Westman Atelier one. In terms of holding the curl, I definitely think Westman Atelier does a better job because it is a lighter formula. With the Vieve one, I feel it kind of drooping already, if you guys can tell. And you guys know I like to do my mascara this way. I like to curl, apply mascara, and then curl again after it dries. I know I'm not supposed to do that, but this is the only way that my lashes stay up, so stop. I'm being careful, okay? Like, okay, that is so much better. Doing the Vieve side now. I'll let you guys be the judge of both these. I know on camera it probably looks really similar, but in person I can definitely tell these are a little bit more separated. 4.5 and 4. While I have you here, I'm going to talk about the Kosas eyeliners. I have been using this Kosas one to tightline, especially when I'm not wearing false lashes and I have my lashes curled. You guys can kind of see like there is a gap right here, and it just looks a little bit not unnatural, but just doesn't look the best that it could look. So we are going to tightline. Sometimes, unfortunately, this does smudge on me, especially when I wear it for long periods of time. I also tried the nude one this past month, and honestly, I have not really reached for her since. Normally, I'm not a big nude in the waterline, in the lower waterline type of gal. But I would rate the liners overall as like a 3 maybe. All right, moving on to lip products. I tried so many in the month of December just because trying lip products is so easy, but let's talk about lip liners first. I tried one from Lancome, one from Tower 28, and one from Vieve. If we're talking about which one glides the best, it's going to be the Lancome one, but of course it's not going to be as long lasting as the other ones. I would say the Tower 28 one has the most longevity, and that makes sense because it is like a wooden pencil one where you have to sharpen. Usually these have a harder formula, therefore they last longer on the lips. But I'm actually going to use the Vieve one today because the Tower 28 one, I think she's just a little bit too cool toned for me. It's the one in the middle, and I just am not in the mood for that today. If you recall, I do have the Ordinary lip balm on, so it is making it a little bit easier for me to apply, but it is just really a nice warm toned brown. This one is in the shade Bark. Honestly though, high-end lip liners are very hard to impress me. I always think that drugstore lip liners are the way to go because there are so many gems from the drugstore. So I'm gonna rate these all a 3. Not great, not horrible. Yes, I would use them, but there are other lip liners that I think are better in my opinion. Okay, now what are we gonna put on top of it? I'm gonna do my top contender, and that is the Ole Henriksen Pout Preserve Lip Treatment. You guys know I absolutely love these, but they came out with sparkly versions. I love these more than the Summer Fridays ones. I like these more than the Road ones. Honestly, this is like my favorite lip treatment. This is the Creme Brulee Glimmer one, and y'all, I have so many lip treatments. I have so many. And this one, this formula, maybe not the Glimmer one specifically, but this formula from Ole Henriksen, they are my absolute favorite. I tried 2 other ones this past month, the Topicals Slick Salve Acai Lip Balm. I've tried the original one. You guys know how I feel about the original one. And I was like, you know what, maybe I need to give it another chance. This one is better, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's not as thick. Maybe I'm imagining it, but it's not as thick as the original one, so I do like it better. But she gets a 3, I would say. A 3. Oh my god, I didn't even rate this one. She gets a 5. She gets a fucking 5. 5 out of 5, 6 out of 5. I also tried the Live Tinted Unity Balm, and this one is nice. It has like the same applicator as the Summer Fridays one, where it's like a little plasticky, not bad plasticky, but it's like a little squishy guy. I like it, but the texture of it is pretty thin, and I don't know. To me, the perfect consistency of a lip treatment is the one that I have on right now, the Ole Henriksen one, where she's thick but not too thick to where she leaves a film on your lips and it's hard to take off, but not thin to the point where you have to reapply it like every 10 minutes. That to me is like the Ordinary lip balm that I mentioned in the beginning. This one for sure is better than the Ordinary lip balm, but she still is like in the 3 zone. Like I would continue using her, and I have been using her, but I just don't prefer to use her over other lip treatments that I've tried. And the last 2 are from Vieve. This one is a satin lipstick. Beautiful, beautiful color and opacity. I don't know. You guys know it's really hard to wow me when it comes to lipstick. And while I have been using this a few times since I got it, I just don't know if I would reach for it over other lipsticks that I have. I have lipstick formulas that I absolutely love that are my tried and true that I keep reaching for, and I don't foresee this being one of them, unfortunately. Although I will say this packaging, amazing. I think I would rate this probably a 2. Now the lip oil is higher. I absolutely love the big fat juicy doe foot applicator that comes with it. It makes it honestly a little bit difficult to take out of the packaging, but this is a really nice like champagne gold lip oil. Although it is pretty thick for a lip oil, I would say it's more like a gloss than anything. Is it even a lip oil? No, it says lip dew. So maybe it is a lip gloss. No, it is a lip oil. It says it right here. It's a lip oil. Okay. No, it looks pretty gold in the packaging, but when you apply it on your lips, it's not that metallic, which I can appreciate, but I also feel like this is kind of, I don't know, a little bit misleading. She gets a 3 though. She gets a 3. All right, we are nearing the end. We only have skincare, body care, and hair care left. I am going to breeze past this. The Great Barrier Relief from Crave Beauty. I tried this once and I cannot use it again. Okay, it smells so bad. It smells so very earthy and medicinal. It smells like Chinese herbs to me. And while I don't hate the smell of Chinese herbs, there is a time and a place. Okay, and it's not when I'm doing my skincare. Unfortunately, everyone talks about how amazing this is, this one along with the Oil La La serum, but I just can't use them because they just smell so bad. And usually I'm a trooper. You guys know that if I open a product, if I try a product, I do my absolute best to finish that product, especially if it's skincare, because I know skincare takes like a few weeks for your skin to get used to and for you to start seeing results. But I can't, y'all. I can't. It smells so bad. And at first I thought I had a bad batch, but alas, she just smells like this. This is just who she is, unfortunately. Now this new serum from Glow Recipe, this one is their Blackberry Retinol Blemish Serum. You guys, I have a confession. Okay, even though I'm a beauty creator, even though I tout the importance of skincare and I'm a certified skincare lover, retinol is just one of those products that I don't have an affinity for. I want to get into it, but I'm a little bit scared to get into it because it's a little bit intimidating. Not even a little bit, it's a lot of bit intimidating. And I don't know, for some reason I just could never get into it. I tried and I couldn't. I'm afraid of the purging, but this one has been really, really gentle, and maybe it's the fact that it's Glow Recipe and I love Glow Recipe stuff that I'm just like, yeah, I'll like it. But I have started incorporating this into my routine. I first did it every other night and now I'm up to every night, and so far my skin has not had any bad reaction. I haven't started purging or anything. I have yet to see the results of me using this serum consistently because it has only been like a week, so I will keep you guys updated, but so far I'm gonna give her a 3. It's not a solidified review yet. You'll probably see her in an empties video sometime in the near future. We'll see, and I'll give my final thoughts then once I finish the whole bottle. But for now, she gets a 3. The motherfucking Cocoa Kind Electrolyte Water Cream. This one, at the time that I'm filming, is launching at Ulta today, and I have had the pleasure of trying this out for the last few weeks. Look at how concave this is. Okay, this used to be freaking full. I love that it comes in a pump, and dare I say this is a dupe for the Tatcha water cream. I actually went from using the Tatcha water cream to using this, and it's just, they're so similar. They are so similar in terms of consistency. This one is supposed to be very balancing for your skin. For me, I have an oily combination T-zone. This is hydrating enough for me in the winter months, and it's not heavy. This is honestly one of my favorite moisturizer discoveries of 2024, and I'm taking her into 2025. Similarly to the lipstick category, it's really hard for me to be impressed when it comes to a moisturizer, so the fact that I am loving on this so much, it speaks volumes. So she gets a 5. Moving on to body, I have 2 products. They are the Rare Beauty Fine Comfort Body Editions. This is in the peach floral scent that they just released. I have the same thoughts around the mist as I do with the original scented mist. I just don't like how there's oil in here, because if I spray it in my hair, it just gets oily, and it's supposed to be for your hair and body, so I just am not a fan of that aspect, but I do love how this smells. Now this one is supposed to be peachy, but I smell more of the floral more than I do with the peach. The consistency of this though is so interesting. It truly is so bouncy. It's literally called a bouncy body cream, and it is just perfectly named. It is very, very hydrating. A lot of people have equated it to the Josie Maran body butter, which you guys just saw in my empties video. I would say the texture is a little bit different. However, once it melts down into your skin, I can see why people think that it's pretty similar. Even though it's thicker than the Josie Maran one, once you work it into your skin, it feels pretty much the same. 2 and 4. And the last product of December is the Day Mirage Leave-In Mist. So I spray this onto my hair whenever I wash my hair, and it's supposed to also be a heat protectant. I have used a good amount of this. Like where are you? I've used like probably that much. Granted, I don't use it every day because I don't wash my hair every day. I don't really find this to be anything out of the ordinary, anything super innovative. I like the scent. I like how it doesn't weigh my hair down, and I also like how it's a heat protectant. However, it just does not stand out to me in terms of hair products. Have I been using this every single time that I've washed my hair? Yes. Would I continue to use it? Probably not. I'm gonna try and finish it, but I know I'm probably gonna force myself to do that. So because of that, I'm gonna give her a 2. That was my last rating, and I feel like I talked about so many products. This video is gonna be a million years long. Let me know if you've tried any of these. Let me know if you're going to try any of these. I'm super, super curious, aka nosy. Again, I love yapping. I love shooting the shit, and I will see you guys in next month's video, aka this month because we're already in January. With that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!